By the way, guys, do you know what is the geographic center of Rhode Island? Do you know?
I believe it's the Dunkin' on Jefferson Boulevard, no?
From Maine's cold coast to Connecticut pride, Vermont's green hills take it all in stride. Massachusetts traffic we grip and we grind with a Dunkin' iced coffee and no peace of mind. So New England stands up proud. Chowder thick, we shout it loud. From Fenway Chance to Rhode Island tide, New Hampshire's cry, live free or die. So New England with Ian Brownhill.
Good friggin' morning from New England, folks. Welcome back to episode 2 of Business Spotlight with the So New England podcast. This is our fun new venture where we are connecting with the amazing businesses and individuals around this incredible region. And for us specifically, our beautiful little state here today.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a fun new business for you guys to listen in on. RJ, tell us who our guest is today.
Here we go. From the 401. When you come to Little Rhody, there is only one must you got to do. If you want to get the best experience of all Rhode Island has to offer, the first call you want to make is to our guest today, offering all you need to see from the smallest little state in the Union, our beloved Ocean State, and more. Here with us today from Experience Rhode Island, the great Jon and Ted.
Hey, thank you very much. Glad to be here, boys. Glad to be here.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning.
We're very, very excited, but I mean, the short of it is let's dive in. Experience Rhode Island. Tell us about you guys. How did you get started? Where did the passion come from? Are you guys originally from Rhode Island? I want to hear the whole story.
Yep. So we are brothers. I'm Ted,
Jon.
and our father was the Baptist minister of the First Baptist Church of Warwick for 30 years. We grew up as preacher's kids, growing up in Warwick in the Buttonwoods area. And because of that experience, we were always around people a lot. And we by nature are people. We like to be around people, meet folks, and so forth. And then both of us, Jon has been an educator. I was a youth minister. We used to do lots and lots of trips. And because of that, I think our background is geared towards people, geared towards experiences. We both got into life. I got out of graduate school, came back as a youth minister. What did you do, Jon, when you got out of school?
Yeah, when I was out of school, I was a school teacher for about 9 years. And then later on started a business doing door-to-door sales. And then we got into doing concierge channels type business things.
Yeah, we were doing for a while, Jon and I, for about 6 months, we're both working for a company that this is right before the iPhones became really big, and they were putting these iPads in hotels all over Rhode Island, and they approached us. I had been a concierge downtown, and a lot of people used to come to me and ask, what is there to do in Rhode Island? And of course, we lived here all our lives, and we knew about this state, the beautiful places, the things you ought to go to. Well, I met some guys. I went to my brother and said, hey, there's this company that wants to have what they called the concierge channels, this iPad in all these hotels, where if you were a business person, you were in town for 3 days and you wanted to explore the area, this product would tell you what was available. Well, in the process of doing that for 6 months, I spent a lot of time with local hotels. Jon had gone out as well, other businesses. And in listening to these people, we realized they would tell us more than advertising, we actually would like someone that could show them. So I approached my brother and said, I have an idea about starting this business. And our original concept was to call it A Taste of Rhode Island. And what we did was we were going to do this little shuttle. Sometimes in big cities like New York or Boston, you have these hop on, hop off shuttles.
Right.
Back in 2012, we started with that idea. We were going to go to a bunch of the hotels and then drop people off like at Federal Hill, Water Place Park, the places they'd want to go in the capital city. When we started doing that, the problem was we started that business in October. We went through the winter and there's no tourists here. Okay, so we realized that was not the best time to start it. But when we did that, we learned that the real value of what we do is not transporting people. The real value of what we do is being able to tell them the stories and show them the places. So we pivoted in May of 2013 and we rebranded as what we are today, Experience Rhode Island. And we had the tagline, showing you what's great about the Ocean State.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me to join in. So yeah, the irony of it is we are so you remember, Post Road where the airport is, and then
Yes,
you
of
Jefferson
course.
Boulevard, there's hotels there. There's a hotel, the Crown out by the highway. And so we would basically stop by all those hotels, do a 10 stop loop in the city. What we found was when I get on Route 37 to get on 95 north, people would say, well, tell me about Providence. Well, I never planned on just talking. I just thought I was gonna drive people from point A to point B,
Right,
and I thought,
right.
"Oh, man, I gotta do some more research." So that's what happened. I started doing some research, met with some people that ran the Historical Society and some other people that had been on the radio in the past, and we stopped waiting for people to ask questions, and we just started talking. What started happening was people would get on the shuttle, I'd get to the 10th stop, and I'd say, "Oh, by the way, I'm leaving the city. I'm going back to the hotels. I'll be back." And the guy would say, "Oh, no, the guy at the hotel told me if I just paid you $20, you'd give me a tour of the city and drive me back." Well, then we realized, you know, so then we decided we wanted to put it in the city. We didn't like the idea. We were just coming in, coming back in an hour. We'll leave a bus in the city. Ted was able to get a meeting with the general managers in the city. And we got into the city and they're like, man, we really love the tour idea. If you guys would focus in on the experiences, we would love that. And that's when we decided to shut it down for a few months. When we opened Experience Rhode Island, we only offered two experiences. It was the Discover Providence tour we still run today, and then we had a Newport tour at the time. And since then, I mean, it's as she wrote, I don't know, history, but
Yeah.
I'll tell
Just
you more
continued
about
to
what.
blossom. So for
Yeah.
you guys with the tourists that come in, what is like the main focus point for a lot of the individuals who are trying to experience Rhode Island? Because I feel like the outside notion is we're a small state, we don't have a lot to offer. You go to Providence, right? But the reality is that consistent tourism in our state often is actually outside of Providence. It's often Narragansett and Newport and Middletown and Port, like that kind of area, which tends to lean more on the beautiful coastal side of our state. But what for you have you kind of found in that world? Like, what are people asking for and looking for when they come?
Yeah, I think it depends. So downtown, the people that come into the city are a lot of conventions. A lot of conventions come in for 3 days a week. So those people, Providence in the last 10 years has won all kinds of national accolades. And in the last 10 years, Travel and Leisure magazine, the number one domestic travel publication in America, surveyed 50,000 of their readers and asked them, what's your favorite city to visit in the United States? Their number one answer was Providence, Rhode Island. And they gave
Interesting.
5
Okay.
reasons.
That's so
They love
cool.
the architecture of the city, they love the history of the city, they love the colleges and the quality of the colleges, they love the cuisine, and they love where it's located at the confluence of these 3 rivers and the largest estuary in New England. So GQ called it America's coolest city. The New York Times said there are 52 cities you should visit in the world. One of those is Providence, Rhode Island. So people that travel know about our capital city. And when they come here, we often tell them, this city feels very European. The rivers running through it, the outdoor dining, the outdoor music. So Providence, from a traveler standpoint, is unique among American cities. So in the Discover Providence store, that's what we're doing. We're saying, guys, we want to show you what makes this capital city so special among American cities. You can tell a little bit about what you do with that, John.
Yeah, I would just add to that, they say what they classify Providence today as one of the more exciting mid-sized cities in the country. And I think with all the 7 college universities in the city as well, you have a lot of young life activity. A few years back, they said the median age in Providence was 28 years old. And so there's just a lot of things to do, a lot of things geared towards young people, and people like it because of the energy that is there. I think, yeah, one of our goals with the Discover Providence is just to highlight, the best cuisine in the city, the best architecture. We're so close to the founding of America in 1620, 1636, 16 years later, that a lot of our history is based in the founding of the United States even Constitution. the freedom of religion, basically, who was founded here in the state of Rhode Island as well. So there's just so many great sites, so many historical things to talk about, and the cuisine is bar none. And then, all like Ted had mentioned, the arts and culture scene. People love just getting a overview of the city, the story of how it was built and where we are today.
And I think, of course, one of the big attractions in this city are the universities. You've got Brown, Johnson and Wales, RISD, Providence College. So you have a lot of people coming into Providence because their kids going to college or they're going to come explore. A lot of grad students. We do a lot of stuff with Brown University. Conventions. So the people coming into Providence are coming for those reasons, or they're a seasoned traveler and they know that this city nationally is more on the radar. That's Providence. Now, if you go down, like Narragansett, like you said, a lot of New Yorkers will come into southern Rhode Island, from Narragansett down to, I think you're from Westerly, Ian.
We are, yes. Yeah, all three of us.
Okay, great. So by the way, we do a tour called Scenic Rhode Island for a full day that goes from Narragansett, ends up down at Napatree Point, and
Oh,
along
beautiful.
the way, we're taking the best stories, the best scenery, and kind of presenting to people, if you're going to visit this slice of Rhode Island. By the way, that's what we want to do. With every one of our trips, we're saying, okay, if you want to get to know the farm coast of Rhode Island, come with us on a trip we call Come Away to the Quiet Coast, which tells the story of Tiverton and Little Compton, the most beautiful places there. If you want to get to know Western Rhode Island, the forest land, come with us on Autumn in New England. If you want to get to know Narragansett to Westerly, come with us on. So basically what we've done is every part of Rhode Island, we want to present the best of that part of Rhode Island. So we do all these private group outings. If you have 15 or more people, a bunch of friends, or your family's coming in for the holidays or whatever, and you want to give them a great day, come with us. And we say to people, no driving, no planning, just fun, just relax. We got it all figured out.
Yeah.
So we do that there. Okay. But then you have, I think, the outside person that doesn't know a lot about Rhode Island. Everyone knows about the mansions of Newport. So that's a huge attraction. And then another place that's a huge attraction is Block Island.
Right.
So now, during the summertime, 20,000 people a day will show up on ferries on Block Island. So now we've created this new islands experience where in 1 week, a person could go do Martha's Vineyard, Block Island, and Nantucket. So they come in here for 5 days. We'll take them to all 3 islands. They get the tour bus goes on the ferry, and then we get them out and show them all these places. So what's happened for us is, as this business has grown and more people have come to us, they enjoy traveling with us, and they say to us, we want to go with you to Boston. We want to go with you to Maine. So tell them this thing we call the Little Rhody Tour Club.
Yeah, the Little Rhody Tour Club, the idea, you guys are from Rhode Island, right? So
Yes.
there's so many nicknames, right? The biggest little state, and then you have the Little Rhody. And so we called the Little Rhody Tour Club. And the idea was really, when we started, like Ted told you, the mantra early on was showing you what's great about the ocean state. And so we created all these experiences that would highlight different sections of our state and different peoples and cuisine and things like that. And like he's saying, we started having people approach us from within the state asking us, hey, would you guys go anywhere else other than Rhode Island? I don't know why you want to leave Rhode Island. But, but anyways,
Spoken like a true Rhode Islander.
yeah. Well, why would you drive farther than 20 minutes? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Do you guys provide lunches for trips over 10 minutes? Or
Absolutely.
I'm staying overnight when I get to Providence. You know what I mean?
Complimentary day bags for everybody.
Yeah, so that was the idea. We came up with a tour like Best of Boston, Coast of Maine. We have many trips coming up, like the Botanical Gardens and Zoo of New York. And so the idea was that we created these experiences, people that were locals that wanted to be able to expand and see more of the region. And they liked, our experiences and wanted to take us beyond the state of Rhode Island. So we created the Little Rhody Tour Club. We actually have a sign up for that. People go online. If they just put in their email in our Little Rhody Tour Club, there's a link. They click on that. If they always want to know what we're doing, what's the next tour being built, and experiences coming on, they'll get the whole calendar. We've actually created a passport recently. You might want to tell them about that.
Yeah. So on all these trips now, person comes with us to we do the colors of the Kangamalgas in the fall. He's talking about in September 7th through the 12th, we go straight up the coast of Maine for 6 days. All the most beautiful spots on Route 1, ending up in Bar Harbor and coming back. So a person can come on these trips and they say, okay, I've gone with you to the coast of Maine. Like this summer, we're going to head out to Philadelphia for the 250th anniversary, July 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So there's a passport now. They can come with us. We have over 50 trips, so we're going all over now, not only Rhode Island, but New England and the Northeast, with this program.
Well, let me tell you about this, because I want people just to be aware that they don't always have to be part of a group. Like he mentioned, we do have a group side of the business, but we have a thing like we just talked about the Little Rhody Tour Club.
Yeah.
And there's another thing that we call Friday Fun Days. Friday Fun Day is specifically built for people to maybe there are a couple that came into town, they want to go together, or just one single person wants to be able to take a tour with us. These Friday Fun Days take many of these trips that are offered to groups, and it just creates one day on the calendar. Hey, if I sign up, I'll be able to go on this trip that I needed 15 more people to go on. And
Gotcha.
so we have the Crime Town tour. We do tell you all about the mafia and the mayor buddy there. And we spend time on the hill, have lunch on the hill. Ted mentioned autumn in New England. But we have a lot of great day trip experiences like that we'll highlight as well. So they don't always have to come with a group. And also during the season, our tour season really begins the beginning of May 1st, runs through the end of October. So if anyone just comes into the city, we have a little booth right in the heart of the city. It's now the Graduate, it was the Biltmore, but right next to it, we have a booth there next to the Avis building. And there's someone in that booth every day, Monday through Saturday. And we have these daily sightseeing tours that go out in the city, the Discover Providence tour, as well as we have these day trips called Rhode Island in a Day. And so people love this because they think Rhode Island's so small, they could hit it all in a day.
Right.
And the idea is we start up in Providence, work our way through the Roger Williams Park and Zoo. We go down a little bit down to, I'm thinking about Warwick there, the Tuxet River area. Tell them about the burning of the Gaspee. We get down into Wickford, stop in the small town there, head into Newport. And so it's like a full day trip, kind of down the coastline. On the way back, we bring them up through Bristol, Rhode Island, Warren, Rhode Island, Barrington, Rhode Island, so you see some of the coastline. So that's a great trip for someone that just wants to be introduced to Rhode Island and see a lot of the beautiful scenery of our state. One thing that's great about Rhode Island that I think that people love, I mean, we have people that come from conferences and use Providence as a hub. From Providence, they want to be able to go see Boston for a day. They might want to go down to see Mystic Seaport and things like that. So they come to us and say, hey, we're going to be here for 3 days. We have a conference, what can you highlight? And I think people really enjoy our city and our state. What I was going to say about that is, you think about Rhode Island and its proximity to all of New England. We're kind of right in the center. I mean, if you want to be in Boston, you can be there in an hour. You want to do great skiing, you can be there an hour and a half, 2 hours up in New Hampshire, right? With 60% of our border is coastline. You need beaches, we got beaches, right? You want to be down in New York, you get on the train in the city and be down there as fast as 2.5 hours. So we're just such a great location, great history all around us. I think that's why people love the state of Rhode Island.
Absolutely. I feel like you're almost like selling me to stay put here in Rhode Island as I'm hearing all of this stuff.
You need to
We always joke
fun.
about it because I feel like as people who have grown up in Rhode Island, especially from where we are, we're almost spoiled. So when you're saying things like, "Oh yeah, people want to come see Providence," we're like,
Really?
"They want to come see it for real?"
Yeah, it's such like a Rhode Island mentality. We're like, really? You want to go to Providence?
But it's so
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome
Yeah.
that you guys do that. And I think it really says a lot because, one of the things you mentioned was the history in the buildings. When you go down to Providence, those buildings like kind of speak to you almost. They have such, past history. And there's a lot of places that, we've traveled, I feel like even just as friends where, you kind of don't you almost don't realize what you have. You don't appreciate it because, you go to Florida and it's just like paper or what is it?
Cookie
Copy and
cutter,
paste,
copy
cookie
paste.
cutter off every exit. But
That's
you
really
come here and these buildings have history,
Culture, unique
culture, uniqueness.
design,
Yeah.
architecture.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, what's
Now, my
amazing about it is you can look at pictures, from 100 years ago or paintings or from hundreds of years before then, and everything's exactly where it was. So
Right.
this place, because it's retained its architecture like other places have not, the story continues. By the way, on that note, Architectural Digest, the #1 architectural magazine in the country, last year said Providence, Rhode Island is the #1 architectural mid-sized city in America.
Oh, no
By the way,
kidding.
do you know that Newport, Rhode Island has more homes surviving from pre-Revolutionary War of any place in America?
No kidding.
Oh, yeah. So if
Guess
you really
we gotta be
want, and
nicer
by
to
the
that.
way, that's one of the things that makes Rhode Island very special. We're one of the 13 founding colonies. I often say to people, if you want to understand what America is about, you have to come here. Yeah.
Right.
If you really want to, as an American, or even as a foreigner, if you want to know the story of America, you have to come to where it began. Okay. And by the way, that is a huge draw here too. That's one thing that draws people to here, so
Right, the history.
Absolutely, yeah. That
we
makes
have
sense.
we have a treasure here. And what we want people to understand is, I often say to people, I like to call it, do you guys remember a few years ago when one of our previous governors tried to start a campaign? We spent $5 million and they came up with cooler, warmer. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
And no one knew what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, that's the first rule of marketing. If you have to explain it, you didn't do a good job.
Yeah.
Well, my
And I
biggest
just
gripe
want-
is, as an inside marketer here, I can just give you a tip that they do not use Rhode Island marketing company. They use a company that's not based in Rhode Island to try and promote Rhode Island. And obviously the whole premise is they don't want Rhode Islanders to get it. They want people from outside to get it. And my biggest gripe is that cooler, warmer. And what was the one that was during COVID? I made a video about it, but was it something smile? I don't know. Either way, it's just like completely over our head. And I'm like, whoever's doing this doesn't get it. They're getting paid too much money to not understand Rhode Island at all.
Yeah.
Well, Ian, I like to say that this is the smallest state full of big surprises.
Amen to that.
Mhm.
And what we hear this all the time, because we have people who come with us. And by the way, lots of Rhode Islanders, one of the taglines I like to say to people is, love where you live.
Yeah.
God puts you in a certain place on this earth. You ought to love where you live. Get to know more about it. You think you know Rhode Island. You don't. And this is, a lot of people think they do. And when they come with us, they're always saying, wow, I had no idea that was there. So we're saying, not only do we want people from Boston and New Hampshire and New York and Connecticut to come with us, and we're going to show you what's great about the Ocean State, but we want Rhode Islanders to see what's great about the Ocean State.
Right.
And then not only that,
absolutely.
all the rest of New England with us,
It sounds
Yeah, I
like you're trying to
think
get
what
people
people
to
think,
move,
like you
leave
guys-
out of Cranston.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how you're not going to get too many people to. The center of the universe runs through Cranston here in Rhode Island. You ask them about Westwood, they don't have a single detail to offer.
By the way, guys, do you know what is the geographic center of Rhode Island? Do you know?
I believe it's the Dunkin' on Jefferson Boulevard. No, no, I'm just teasing, but I'd love to learn, please.
Actually, it's West Warwick, Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
Now, there was some debate because some people say it's Division Street in East Greenwich, but they've actually done this. I don't know what the tools they use, and they converge from Little Compton and Westerly, and it's actually West Warwick, Rhode Island.
Wow.
I love that. Now,
Yeah.
fun fact. Now, this is just like a Rhode Island tidbit for people who are interested. I live on a particular road in East Greenwich that one side of the road is owned and run by the town of Warwick, and the other side is owned and run by the town of East Greenwich. And I live on a particular road where my trash is picked up by the town of Warwick, but my taxes are paid to the town of East Greenwich. That's my only gripe with Rhode Island. I think we do have too many towns. I think we need to kind of simplify this a little bit. It's a little overcomplicated because, but those are the fun little things about Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even the Warwick police has to drive through East Greenwich to get to another part of Warwick, right? Isn't that
Correct.
true?
Like if I ever had to use the police or anything like that, there was a car accident out front of my house not too long ago. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, look, the police department is a quarter mile up the road, but there's one about 8 miles away and they're going to be the ones coming. It's a unique
luck of the draw,
situation.
huh? Which side of the street are you on?
Exactly.
you
And
what,
then my
guys.
backyard is North Kingstown. It's like my neighbor behind me is registered with North Kingstown. So just,
Good
You know,
times.
we love to complicate it.
one of the things we have a heart for is number one, we care about people and we want people again to either love where they live or if you're not from here to show you what's great about the Ocean State. But I think that during COVID, if you guys remember, everything shut down. And for the longest time, our tagline had been showing you what's great about the Ocean State. And people had been coming to us more and more saying, yeah, we'd like to go up to Boston. We'd like to go to these other places. So we started doing some of these things. But when COVID came, we really pivoted to broadening beyond Rhode Island. And at the time, you remember everyone kind of was scared of living for a little while.
Yes.
And my brother and I were talking again. We're preachers' kids, and I was reading in a scripture where the scripture says that man has nothing better than to eat and drink and be joyful all the days of his life, because this is God's gift to him under the sun, along with all his toil. So I said to my brother, "So wow, look at what the scripture says. God wants people to enjoy life." And my brother says to me, let's go with that. Enjoy life.
So that's our new tagline. You see the side of our bus. It says, enjoy life.
Awesome.
Oh, short.
I think you guys are the top 1% of Rhode Islanders that are positive through that entire experience. I think that's the only reason why when everything else in Rhode Island was closed down, somehow the dispensary seemed to stay open.
Yeah, they took that a little different direction there.
Yeah, they turned the weed into a drive-through. So there you go.
Yeah,
That's Rhode
right,
Island.
I
And,
know.
the other side. All right. So what I'd like to just kind of hone in on from an experience standpoint, how many experiences in total do you offer? And what are those kind of, I've heard a lot about like the tours. Are there other things besides just specifically the tours that you organize and put together for the experiences here in Rhode Island?
Yep. So yeah, we have I would say 5 different silos going on. So
Okay.
you have your daily tours that people can buy 2 tickets, 1 ticket, leave from downtown Providence and go and discover Providence or Rhode Island in a day, like John's talking about. So you have your daily tours. Then we have the Little Rhody Tour Club we mentioned, which is traveling all over New England and the Northeast. Then we have these private group outings for 15 or more people if you have a bunch of friends. Then we have something called the Fun Bus.
Yeah, so the fun bus idea is just part of our transportation wing of the business. So if you go to our website for years, we had this button that was on it, it's called Create Your Own Experience. And people would come, we would allow people just basically say, hey, you've gone through our list of things we offer. Is there something else that you would like to do? We would be happy to put that together. So they'll call us and be like, hey, I would like to do A, B, and C, D. Could we stop here possibly? And so we'll say, okay, we get on the horn and we kind of set the whole thing up, come back with them with a price so they can create their own experience. So this is how the Fun Bus came about. So
If we had a little tagline
I
for
was just
that.
going to say, it, but go
This
ahead.
is the bus you want to use when you want to have fun and get stuff done.
That's
Oh,
right.
I love it.
Yeah. So basically that fun bus is whatever you want it to be. Where, we have bachelorette parties that use this. We have reunions that use this. Any way it wants to be done. But that's the concept. You want to have fun, get on this bus and we'll take you around.
So you get a bunch of friends. These buses hold up to 28 passengers. You have the great sound systems on board. You don't have to drive. You want to go to a Patriots game, whatever it is, get a bunch of friends. You can all ride together. You don't have to worry about parking. That's what that's all about. Then we do
Amazing.
something.
So cool.
Then we do something called the Rhode Island Wedding Shuttle, John.
Yeah, so the Rhode Island Wedding Shuttle, again, in the transportation side of things, that's Newport is considered the wedding capital of the U.S. And there's so many weddings in the state. And so basically we came up with the Rhode Island Wedding Shuttle, trying to meet a need that we saw. All of our vehicles are these 25 to 29 passenger shuttle buses, climate controlled, very well maintained, very beautiful, very comfortable. And people really like those shuttles just because they're more intimate. They're not getting on a large vehicle where they can't see half the people. And our idea was traditionally when people hire a service for a wedding, say, you automatically have to pay for 4 hours of service up front, no matter how long you use it. If you use it for an hour, You're always got to go for 4 and 2 on the back end. And so we created the idea of, hey, we'll just, basically you pay for the hours of service that it's in use. And people really have loved it. It's created a great value for them, and they love the service that's provided for them as well.
That's amazing. All right, one last question before we wrap up here. For Rhode Island experiences, what is one thing that you think is underrated about the state when it comes from an experience standpoint that is not talked about enough, where you guys like specifically maybe are kind of honed in on? Because obviously our coastline is what everyone knows about. Everyone loves Newport. These are like the popular things. But if someone was going to come to Rhode Island and come and take one of your tours or utilize, all the amazing programs and tools that you guys do offer, like what's the one best kept secret of Rhode Island you guys would love to kind of get out there more?
I would say the thing that people resonate with us a lot about is the actual story of the founding and what it means today. So, Rhode Island was founded by Roger Williams for the purpose of having a place where you could believe whatever you wished and say whatever you wish without it costing your land or your livelihood or your life. Rhode Island is very unique. It's contributed to America her first and greatest freedom. According to the U.S. Constitution, Congress shall make no law regarding the establishment of a religion or the free exercise thereof or the abridgment of your freedom of speech. In America, the beautiful thing about this country is the ability to say and believe whatever you wish freely. This is something that only Rhode Island can claim. This is why Roger Williams is called America's first hero. I think this is something that Rhode Island ought to say, again, if you want to know the heartbeat of America, come here. And of course, you guys know if you grew up in Rhode Islanders always have a strong independent streak. We like to say what we think.
Yeah, I was going to say it's still very evident today how much we love to exercise our freedom to say whatever we feel.
Exactly. Now, guys, think about the world in which we live. That is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
I think this is something that Rhode Island needs to talk about more because this is the place where it all began. And people love that. I have to tell you, there have been times, like we do a lot of stuff with Brown University. Brown will sometimes send we've taken all the freshman class, introduced them over Labor Day week to Providence. We've taken the international graduate students. One time, we had a bunch of buses of the international grad students, and they wanted us to tell them the story of the capital city. When the tour got done, I had people on my bus from China, all over the world. And I said, guys, I want to tell you in the end why this state began and what it means. When I got done telling what I just told you, the entire bus stood up and they gave me a standing ovation. And they said to me, we wish our country was like this one.
Wow.
So
That's beautiful.
I'd say
That's a beautiful
this is
thing.
something
It's a beautiful
that,
thing.
Now, engraved on the State House, you get on the south steps and you look up there and it's a quote from King Charles II in which he called Providence a lively experiment. In that charter, that's when he gave us the right to self-governance and freedom of religion. At that time, no other colony had been given that right except for Providence, Rhode Island. We led the way. Think about it. The freedom of religion was so big. I mean, we have the first Baptist church in the country, the oldest Quaker meeting house in the country, and the oldest Jewish synagogue down in Newport as well.
Wow.
Freedom of soul and liberty of conscience, Roger Williams called it.
Look at us go. This is a whole history.
Yeah.
I did not pay attention in school. These are all new. This is all new information for me. So this is great. All right, I guess this is more of a selfish question, but I am curious. How do you guys explain to people who are not from Rhode Island the big blue bug and the heavy hitter Rob Levine being everywhere?
Well, we really don't talk about Rob Levine.
It's hard to miss that guy. I tell you what, though, I can only imagine if you're driving a bus full of international students that it's just like, is this guy the mayor or the governor? Why is he everywhere?
Self-appointed.
Yeah, he's got big biceps though.
That's
He
it.
does.
That's
He
it.
does.
Amazing.
So, guys-
All right, gentlemen, we really, really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for coming on the So New England podcast. Where can everybody, where's the best place for everyone to find you guys, to book some of these tours? And can they request you specifically?
Yes, it can. So they go to experienceri.com Everything is there, all the things that we offer. And if they would like to travel with my brother or I, we have several guides. And we'd like to get people that enjoy life, enjoy people that know what they're talking about. You know, that's a big thing. We realize that people that come with us, they're on vacation, they have the day off, they want to enjoy life. Our job is to help them do that with exceptional touring and transportation experiences. So whoever we hire, we want them to be good. But if they want to request either my brother or me when they book, they can just ask for us.
Beautiful. Gentlemen, thank you both very, very much.
For you, and I'm dying to hear it.
Yeah, I got to ask you guys a question. You brought the big blue bug. Can you tell us his first and last name?
Oh gosh. I haven't a clue. I didn't even know he had a name.
I didn't know he had a name.
Vin, do you know this?
The
Nibbles Woodaway, right?
Nibbles Woodaway?
That's right.
That's right.
Vin got that. Vin, our producer Vin knew that. I did not know he had a name.
I had no idea he had a
Excellent
name.
work.
Yeah, Nibbles.
Where did that come from?
I'm not sure. I think there was a naming. There was like a contest.
In the Providence
okay.
Journal several years ago, they had a drawing and people could turn in names, and Nibbles won. Nibbles
That's
Woodaway.
hilarious.
I tell people that's
perfect
one large termite you don't want visiting your house.
Yeah, right. That's great.
A state bug that is beloved by all but wished by none to actually have to call him.
Exactly. That's right. Exactly.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude episode 2 of our Business Spotlight with Experience Rhode Island. Make sure you check out their website, book yourself a tour, and please try and remember, folks, let's go the Rhode Island style. Life's better in Rhode Island.
Red Sox